Okay. Well, good morning. Good morning. Today, let me take out my flip-flop. Today we are going to, let's see, let me make sure, sorry, my computer's doing something weird. Nope, we're all red. Cool, all right, so today we are going to be doing a little backbend practice, getting us started this morning. So, if you want to go ahead and find a comfortable seat, I've got my fancy, whatever that thing's called, a little pillow that I like to sit on whenever I'm sitting. My headphones feel a little weird, so it just kind of gives me a little bit more stability, so I can upright a little better, sets my pelvis in the right position. So we'll get started just by pressing our hands wherever they may be. Again, keeping your shoulders over the hips. Closing your eyes, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice big breath in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And you can exhale through the nose if you like. In through the nose. You can close your eyes and look down as you breathe out. You have 4 more breaths. Keep a nice even in and out as you go. And breathing out through the mouth or the nose, whichever is most comfortable for you today. Eyes closed or lowered. Great. And now what we're going to do is you can just kind of start to wiggle around a little bit. If you're sitting on a pillow, move that to the side. We're going to come to our knees. So again, if you need to maybe fold over your mat, half it up, get your knees a little more protection, that's fine. Maybe you want to put a blanket there. Totally fine. What we're going to do is just come up on our knees. So knees underneath your hips, shoulders above your hips. We've got our feet just kind of hanging out, shoelace side down. Again, about hip width apart. We're going to inhale our hands up overhead. And exhale, we're going to bring our hips down toward our heels, our head down towards the mat, and our hands are going to come out beside us and behind us onto our lower back. Or down to the ground, whatever is most comfortable. Then you inhale, we're going to come back to that starting position, rising up, hands up overhead, up on our knees, nice kneeling position. And as you exhale, dropping it back down into that child's pose from this position. We'll inhale again, you guessed it, coming back up. And exhaling back into the child's pose. I feel my shoulders popping this morning. Take about 3 more. You can do this on your own count. You can follow me. And our breath's kind of like an envelope. So we don't start our next movement until we started the next cycle of breath. So here's my exhale. I begin my inhale. And my movement comes with it. Start by exhale. My movement comes with it. Last one here. And exhale. Great. So next what we're going to do is come on to our bellies. So we're just going to come into However you want to get there, I kind of did a little baby chaturanga there. And so from here, we're going to have our hands more by our ribs, right? So down here a little bit, past our chest. We've got our hips down. Our legs are about hip width apart, you can see. All right, and so what we're going to do is have our, just kind of start this way so I can see you. Left temple to the ground. And as we inhale, we're going to come into a little bit of cobra, just lifting the head. And upper chest. And as you exhale, dropping it down, right temple to the ground this time. That was one. Next inhale, we'll lift up. And exhale, left temple to the ground. Now every time you inhale, we're bringing the upper chest back up. Here we are on number 3. Again, we're leaving our hips and our legs, our lower bodies all staying on the ground right now. So exhale, right temple to the ground. We inhale, upper chest. We're going to keep your shoulders back a little bit so we've got in position this way. You've got your elbows pointing back towards maybe the wall behind you. Exhaling. We've got about 2 more here. So as we inhale, upper body comes up. And exhale. Last one this way. We'll inhale back on up. And exhale. Gonna take a minute, just kind of rest here, take some breaths. What we're gonna do now is take our hands behind our back. It can also be down on the ground. On your back kind of gives that shoulder a little bit of a lift. I've kind of got a little diamond going on here, just for some evenness. And now we're going to take it side to side, doing it twice on each side for now. What we're going to do is, as we inhale this time, we're going to bring our left foot up on our right hand, comes up like a saluting. Up. Beautiful. And then we'll exhale, bringing it back, dropping it down, right temple to the ground. Then we inhale again, our right foot comes up, left hand comes up to salute. And drop it down. Got a little asymmetrical stuff going on today. As you inhale, left foot, right salute. And drop it down. Last one for this, we'll inhale. Right foot, left salute. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we'll drop it down. Now from here, let's take another couple breaths as we've done that. We're going to do the same thing, alternating our hands and legs that are up. However, instead of the salutes, as we inhale, our left foot comes up, right hand just reaches out in front. A little bit of a half Superman. And as you exhale, drop it down, right temple to the ground. Inhale, left hand reaches out towards the front, right foot comes up. And then drop it to the ground, gently, gently. Once more on each side, we'll inhale, left foot up. Right hand, little half Superman. And then drop it down. Then again, we'll inhale, left hand comes up, right one. And drop it down. Again, take some nice deep breaths. With our hands still behind us. We're not quite done just yet. We're going to take 2 big Supermans this time. So what we're going to do is, so we take our nice big inhale, both of our legs come up. Both of our arms reach out in front. Nice big Superman. As you exhale, lower it all down. Bring your hands back behind your back. Once more, nice big inhale. Beautiful, beautiful. And lower it all down, nice and gently. All right, so now that we've done that, let's bring our hands back here. Let's get a little bit of movement back into that and relaxing a little bit. So we're gonna push back on up again. Be gentle with your lower back, don't let it cave in too far. So now we're on our hands and knees. So we want our knees underneath our hips and our wrists underneath our shoulders. And so from here, your feet can also still be shoelace side down. What we're gonna do is inhale. We take just a little bit of a lift here, not a full, what is it, a cow? Not a full cow, but just a nice little lift here as we inhale. Then as we exhale, like we did with that kneeling position earlier, we're gonna come back into a child's pose. So go ahead and bend your elbows as you exhale. Hips come towards your heels, head comes down towards the mat. And as you inhale, go ahead and bring it back up to your hands and knees. Once you get to the top, a nice little look up, not too heavy. And as you exhale, elbows bent, hips to heels, head down towards the mat. And here we go again as we inhale. Nice little, kind of like a little lift there, a little shoulder blade. As we exhale, bringing it back down to that child's pose. Go slowly. You want to really feel into this, really give that lower back some love, the back in general, since we just did quite a few back bends. Think about 3 more on your own breath. Inhale, lower down. Doing great. Inhale, so about 2 more on that. Just rotated my elbow a little to give my shoulder a little love there. All right, last one here as we inhale. Okay. All right, as we inhale this time, come back to our hands and knees. Go ahead and tuck your toes this time. And when you're ready, go ahead and push your hips up as you come back towards your heels into a nice little downward dog. So you can have your knees bent as much as you need. A little trick that I like for the downward dog, since we just came up from a tabletop, is go ahead and push into a plank position. Adjust as needed. You want your wrists underneath your shoulders, and you want your toes and your heels, you want all that in alignment. So now we've got this high plank. From here, go ahead and push back into that downward dog. Notice how it might feel different, and notice how mine looks different now. That I'm a little more elongated, and I'm really able to get into it. So a downward dog is not to get the hamstrings all stretched out, even though it's a really great benefit, but it really is for your back. It's this nice extension. So you want to make sure they're not crunching your back as you're trying to do that. So it's a nice little measurement position there. You want your elbows to be kind of rotated, more like you've got like a beach ball in between them. So you're like holding that out. So not necessarily completely straight arm, just a little bit of lift here. You can pedal it out, take some nice deep breaths in and out. You have 3. Inhale. Exhale. You can release it out of your mouth to let go of some of that heat. Now I'm feeling it. Now from here, go ahead and start walking your hands back towards your feet. Maybe you're in a little bit of a forward fold at this point. Again, your knees can be bent as much as needed. As you can see, my hamstrings are quite tight, so here we are. And here you can kind of maybe grab opposite elbows, reach towards the ground, kind of hug your legs if that's comfortable. If you're really feeling it, you can even clasp your hands behind your back and bring them forward. If you're needing a little more of a shoulder stretch, maybe it's too early for you for that. That's okay too. Here you can pedal it out. Nod your head no, shake it yes. When you're ready, go ahead and walk it on up. Come with more of a flat back, kind of leading with your chest. We come on up to standing. Here we are, give yourself a moment. Now from here, we've got our feet, our heels underneath our hips again, shoulders over our hips. And here, so we've got just a nice alignment here. In your head, you know, bringing it where it's neutral. So from here, we've got our hands beside us. As we inhale, we're going to come up on our tippy toes, bring our hands up overhead. Maybe touch the ceiling like I am. And as you exhale, lower it all back down. And inhale, bring it on back up. And exhale, dropping it down. Next, what we're going to do is as we inhale, coming back to that same place. However, we're just going to lower about halfway down with our heels and with our arms. Excellent. And we'll inhale back up all the way. Ooh, you might be feeling it in the calf this morning. Exhale, drop it down again just a little bit. Inhale, bring it back on up. Exhale, go ahead and drop it down. Maybe wiggle out your legs a little bit. Make a little movement, maybe you just heard me pop. Totally okay. People have asked if I snap, crackle, and pop during yoga, am I broken? No, what we're doing is getting some more fluidity to those joints. All right, so here we go again. We're going to inhale, back on up onto our tippy toes. Hands come up overhead. And then as you exhale this time, we're going to lower halfway down with those heels again. You're just going to bring your hands right behind your head. Yeah, like you're relaxing, right? Maybe your lower body's not feeling that right now, but you're just relaxing. Feel that chest opening. Remember to keep breathing. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift back up. Fingers still interlaced. Toe back up on your tippy toes. Then as you exhale, halfway down on your with your heels, bring those hands back behind your head. Nice big breath in and out. Beautiful. And inhale back up onto those tippy toes. And exhale, drop it all down. Beautiful, beautiful. A little wiggle, little movement. All right. Excellent, excellent. So from here, what we're going to do is I'm going to turn a little bit on my mat, and depending on where you are in yours, totally make some adjustments. We're going to come into a little bit of a warrior posture. So we're going to have our left foot back at about a 45-degree angle. And our front foot's going to be facing towards the front. And we're going to have we want a little bit of space in between our feet. We want to have a nice little base. We really want to help us have some balance. We want to set ourselves up for some success. So from here, we just have our hands down beside us. We have both legs are straight at this point. What we're going to do next is as we inhale, we're going to go ahead and push into that right knee, not going over the toes. You want to be able to see your toes, kind of keeping it out. And we're going to bring our arms out, kind of like we're on a serving platter. Almost like a warrior two, but not quite. And then we'll bring it on back. Listen just a little bit back. As we inhale, bring it on back into that. And then exhale. Here we go. Two more like that as we inhale. Into the knee, arms outstretched like we're serving up a platter. Bring it back. Inhale, last one. Beautiful. Then we exhale, we bring it back. Excellent. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and bend into that knee. We're gonna inhale our arms up overhead. Interlace those fingers. This is gonna look familiar like it was a second ago. We inhale. And as we exhale, we're gonna bring those hands back behind your head. Our lower body stays the same. We inhale, interlace, hands come back up. They can flip outward or they can stay this way. As you exhale, hands behind the head. Maybe looking up just a little bit. Inhale, arms come back up overhead. Exhale, hands behind your head. Nice little relaxing position. So we inhale, hands back up, and exhale. That's beautiful. Take a nice big breath here. Exhale. Go ahead and drop your hands, straighten that knee. We'll go ahead and bring your right to meet your left. So from here, we're going to inhale, doing a little bit of a standing sun salutation at this point. Inhale our arms up overhead. As we exhale, we'll drop it down to a forward fold. So our hands come down, our hips are still in the air. Again, bend your knees as much as you need. As you inhale, we're going to come up with a flat back, lifting your hands out beside you. Exhale, drop it back into that forward fold. Inhale, bring it up for a chair. So you want to be able to see your toes. Weight comes in towards your heels. Arms come up overhead if that's comfortable, or they can stay down on your thighs. Exhale, drop it into the forward fold. As you inhale, lean with your chest and your arms, coming back on up to standing. And you exhale, release it all down. Beautiful. Now I'm going to change sides just so you can continue to see me. However, you can stay in the same position. So we've got our feet up here. This time we want our left foot in front of us. Right foot comes back. Again, with that right foot at more of a 45-degree angle. Left foot facing out in front of us. And legs are straight at this point, both of them. No, not fully straight, but a little bit of a bend. No cross circulation or anything. So from here, we're going to inhale, put them into that left knee again. Making sure you can see those toes. Make sure the knees aren't collapsing in, but you're keeping it in line with your foot, so it's right overneath, over your ankle. And as your arms spread out wide, and as you exhale, we're coming back to the center. Beautiful. Inhale as we bend into the knee. Arms come out overstretched. Woo, feeling that. Exhale, bringing it back. Two more here as we inhale, bending into that knee. Again, keeping it over the ankle, not extending it past the toes. And we'll bring it back. And inhale, last one here. Beautiful. You can be as extended as you like. This is just where I'm feeling today. All right, so from here, remember we're going to come into our nice relaxing upper body to kind of make us feel like we're not doing so much with our lower body. Because we're going to bend into that left, keeping it there for the whole duration of this next portion. So as we inhale, our hands come up overhead. As we exhale, hands come into a little relax. Inhale, just our arms are moving. Again, your hands can extend, flip over, or they can stay where they are. And exhale, bring it back. Make sure that your tailbone's still pointing towards the ground and not trying to bend up towards your head. Inhale. And exhale, a little relaxing. Inhale once more. And exhale. We're going to stay here for another breath or so. Beautiful, beautiful. Go ahead and bring it on back on your next exhale. You're We're gonna bring that left foot to meet the right. And we're gonna do a little bit of our standing sun salutation once again. So we'll inhale our hands up overhead. Exhale, drop it into a forward fold. Inhale into a flat back, arms outstretched beside us. And exhale back into that forward fold. Inhale, coming into our chair. Again, wherever it's comfortable, your hands can be at your hips, on your thighs. You grab elbows. And then we'll exhale back into that forward fold. And from here, we're going to go ahead and start to walk our hands forward. Adjusting. Here in that downward dog, nice big breath in and out. Then go ahead and shift forward into our hands and knees. So whatever is comfortable for you, however you want to get there. I just kind of like to gracefully, theoretically, put my knees down. So here we are. Now, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and take this right foot that you got here and bring it up between your hands. So if you need to kind of kick it back a little bit, or you want to do it from the downward dog, that's fine. But we're going to come to, you're going to be on your left knee. Right knee will be bent into this kind of 90-degree angle. We're going to come on up. Your shoelace side is down on your left side. You can just have your hands, either it can be on your hips or you can kind of put them on your right thigh. So take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, just kind of shift forward a little bit into that, not taking the knee past the toes, but just kind of getting into that a little bit. You'll feel it here, maybe on this other side here. And we'll inhale back up. As you exhale, bring it back just a little bit. And then inhale, bring it back. It's more of that 90-degree angle. And as you exhale, once more, just kind of giving this a little bit of love here in your hips, opening it up. Then inhale back up. Now from here, you can kind of extend that right foot forward a little bit if that's comfortable for you, or you can keep it at more of that 90 degrees for both, right? So whichever is comfortable for you. Now from here, what we're gonna do is we've got our, since we've got our right knee up, we're gonna take our right hand behind us. Again, we're crossing the body. We're gonna exhale our left hand up. And as we exhale, we're just gonna bend the elbow, trying to touch our backs, right? So exhale, inhale, go ahead and lift it on back up. And as you exhale, just bending the elbow, reaching towards your back. You might feel this in your tricep. Inhale. And as you exhale, drop it down, the left hand towards your back once more. And then inhale. Beautiful. As you exhale, go ahead and bring both of your hands down to frame your right foot. Again, I think it's probably a little more comfortable to go through a downward dog, but if you like, you can just switch out your knees. Or you can lift up onto, curl your left toes, go ahead and lift up onto that knee. Maybe let that wiggle out a little bit. So lift your right leg in the air for kind of a 3-legged dog. Do some hip circles if that's comfortable for you. Pedal out a little bit. And then again, we'll take our left leg up high, bringing it down forward. I like to do that. You can also set your left foot down before you bring your right knee down. There's no necessarily wrong way to do it, just whatever's comfortable for you today. So we've got that. Right toes, shoelace side down. Coming back on up. We've got our fancy little 90-degree angle, as you can see, close enough, right? So we inhale. As we exhale, again, our hands are on this left thigh. We're just kind of pushing forward just a little bit. Not too much. We're not getting too crazy with it. Just kind of pushing forward. Inhale. We're resuming the position. Back, kind of weights more back on our right leg. As we exhale, pushing forward into our left. Give ourselves a little bit of a stretch here,
here. We inhale. I can definitely feel it in my hip flexor here. And we'll exhale, forward again. And inhale. And again from here, adjust as you like. Maybe you want a little bit more of a hip stretch while we do this next portion with our shoulders. So since we've got our left foot forward, again, you can be more at the 90 degree or you can have a little bit more of a supported lunge here. And then we're going to take our left hand behind us, since that's our knee that's bent. Our right hand comes up overhead as we inhale. As we exhale, we're just bending our elbow, trying to reach towards the middle of our shoulder blades. We'll inhale, hand comes back up overhead. And as we exhale, bring that right hand down towards the middle of our shoulder blades again. Inhale, hand comes back overhead. Remember the rest of our body staying the same. And then as we exhale, that last time there, beautiful, beautiful. Inhale, bring it back on up, excellent. Come back to frame our left foot. Again, you can lift, curl your right toes, lift on up. Push it back into a three-legged dog if you like, do some hip circles. Excellent, excellent. And so from here, we're gonna come back down onto our belly. So however you wanna do that, I like to kind of come back into a tabletop and adjust a little bit. I'll just stay on my knees. And then come on forward. Beautiful. And so from here, what we're gonna do is kind of come back to some of those things we were doing. You can rest on one temple. I'm on my left, that helps. We're gonna bring our hands back behind us. Remember, our legs are about hip width apart. We just got our temple here. Take a breath here. We just did a lot moving and opening. Now on our next inhale, we're going to bring our right hand up, left foot up. Beautiful. And drop it down on the exhale. Right temple comes to the ground. Hands and legs come back where they were. Inhale as our left hand comes up, right foot comes up. Beautiful. And exhale, gently bring it all back down to the ground. Once more on each side as we inhale. Left foot, right hand, kind of our half Superman. And exhale, right temple, everything goes back to neutral. And then we'll inhale again. Left hand comes up, right foot comes up. And then dropping it down. So from here, what we're gonna do is come into our full Superman on our next inhale. So do inhale, both legs come up, hips stay down, both arms come up. And as you exhale, drop it, right temple comes to the ground. We're gonna do that 3 more times. So as you inhale, arms come up, legs come up. And exhale, arms come back behind you, release the legs. Twice more as we inhale. And then exhale, drop it down. And we'll inhale again, all the way up. And then exhale. Beautiful. Now, before we get to kind of our apex pose, or the one where we really kind of get towards today, we're gonna go ahead and give ourselves a little bit more relaxation before we do that. So go ahead and come back up onto your hands and knees. Again, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, shoelace sides down. We're gonna come back into that little modified cat-cow child's pose situation, also known as Chakra Kavasana. as I was taught. So as you inhale, you'll kind of open it up a little bit. And as you exhale, bend those elbows, hips to heels, forehead to the ground. Inhale, come back on up. You might be feeling your hips. You might be feeling how your back feels different. As you exhale, dropping it back down. Inhale. So we come back up to that tabletop. Now this part's really important before we do that next pose, because it's a big one. Exhale down. Inhale. It takes a little bit of work to kind of get this movement down. Because as you exhale, you really want to start to bend your elbows as you're shifting your weight back. And then kind of setting it down on the ground. It's almost like a linear movement almost. And as you inhale, you're kind of shifting the weight back forward, lifting with your hips first and then coming into your hands. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's kind of the movement that we're moving towards. Go ahead and get one more here. So we inhale. This last one, really notice how your back rounds as we come into that child's pose. Before we do anything else, just stay here for your next in and out breath. Really breathing into your whole back. And then exhaling. Now, we're going to go ahead and come back onto our belly now. So if you want to shift forward, however is comfortable for you, you can kind of move your knees, move your hands, do a little push-up-ish type situation to get down. And so now that we're here, what you're going to do, you can have your temple down or you can have your forehead on the ground, whichever is best for you. Again, you want your legs to be about hip width apart. Go ahead and bend your knees. Maybe take some ankle rolls while you're here. You're going to take your hands and reach towards your ankles. Again, you can grab your feet, but just to reduce any tension if you can, grab just below or just above your ankles, I guess, but it's below from this position. I don't know, hopefully you know what I mean. Or just kind of grab here, but you can grab your feet as well. Wherever is comfy for you today. It might be different on each day. So as we're here, getting ready, when we inhale, we're going to come up into our bow pose. So from here, as we inhale, we're going to lift on up, kind of like we did with our Supermans, right, with our back bends there. And you want to keep your knees still about hip width apart. Don't let them flay out too much. Your shoulders are back, beautifully are on your hips. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. So make sure you're really focusing on that breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Since we're building up a lot of heat here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel free to drop and come out and come back in at any point. We'll inhale and exhale. So you can see I'm rocking a little bit. We inhale and exhale. After your fourth, gently lower down. Beautiful. You can bring your hands back towards your ribs. Go ahead and swish your windshield wiper, your feet from side to side. Awesome, awesome. Whew, all right. Next, what we're going to do is go ahead and come up onto our backs here. So you can just literally roll right on over. So go ahead and get yourself rolled over. You can go ahead and have your knees, have your knees here. Awesome, awesome. Whew. All right, so we're exhaling here. Just kind of hold your knees more towards your chest. Make sure your tailbone's more down on the ground. You don't want to lift it up too far, just kind of hanging out here. Shoulder blades on the ground. Your elbows can be bent. You're not pulling necessarily, just letting gravity hang out here.
Now on your next inhale, what I'd like you to do is you can just kind of keep your fingertips on the side of your legs, or you can bring them behind. And just inhale, bring your feet, straighten your knees, bring your feet like they're gonna walk on the wall or on the ceiling. And then as you exhale, bend the knees back towards your chest, just kind of coming back to that neutral position. We'll do that a couple more times. So go ahead and inhale, feet come to the ceiling. Again, just as much as you need, bend your knees as much as you need. And as we exhale, bring those knees back on towards your chest. Inhale again, feet towards the ceiling. And then exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, last one here. And then exhale, bring those knees back towards the chest. Awesome. Now from here, depending on where you are to the wall, I think I'm good today. I'm gonna shift over just a little bit, but feel free to stay where you are. So from here, you've got your knees more towards your chest. Go ahead and bring your arms out beside you to a T. You can also be cactus arms, just like a little goal post. If you see your, just bend your elbows. So from here, you can also, I want you to bring your knees more towards your knees are above your hips. So you're more in like a 90-degree here. And we're gonna just take a nice big breath in. And as we exhale, just drop your knees over to the right side. You can look toward your left. As you inhale, bring it all back up to center. And as you exhale, dropping towards the left this time. You can look towards your right. Try to keep your knees together. We'll inhale, bringing them back up. We're gonna do that twice more on each side. So each exhale, you're dropping towards one side, looking towards the opposite if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, bringing it all back up to center. Exhale, dropping it down, opposite side. Inhale. And we've got two more, so go ahead and drop it down to the right side, looking towards your left. Inhale, back towards center. Exhale, dropping your knees towards the left, looking towards the right. You might move a little bit, I think you might have seen that I have. And then bringing it back on up. Excellent, excellent. Now go ahead and bring your knees back a little bit towards your chest and do a little rock and roll action if that's comfy, or just roll onto your side and get back on up. We're coming to a little bit of some seated postures, and then we'll come back down towards our back. So from here, you want to, again, get your pelvis situated. If you need like a pillow to lift your hips, that's totally fine too. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So grab a pillow or block, could be either. Got some blocks over here too. Sometimes this helps with the hamstrings in particular, right? So here we are, we've got this going on. We are just going to, we might wind up dropping it down. I have like this weird tailbone thing, so I'm actually probably gonna keep this just to kind of help my pelvis stay in the right position and not hurt my tailbone. So we got here, so go ahead and bring your feet out in front of you. Again, you can, legs are extended, knees can be bent as much as they need. If you've got really flexible hamstrings, bending your knees is great, and if you have really tight hamstrings, bending your knees is great. So it's really a win-win. So as we inhale, we want to make sure our pelvis, we're sitting up, up correctly. Our shoulders are above your hips. Remember, we've got that nice little deal there. We inhale, we bring our hands up overhead. And as we exhale, we'll just fold on over. Nice big, try to grab towards your feet. If you're just grabbing towards the ground, your hands can be on the ground, on your legs, whatever's comfy. All right. And then we'll inhale again, bring it back up. And as we exhale, dropping it back down. And we'll inhale again. So from here, we're gonna kind of do some silly things. So go ahead and drop your arms, all right? So from here, What we're gonna do is come into a little bit of a boat pose. So if you've done boat before, or Navasana, I think it's called, you likely have seen it where it's the whole straight-legged situation. And I'm gonna tell you right now, again, I said I have really tight hamstrings, so that's not in my world. So I'm gonna show you the bent leg variation, but if the straightened leg variation is in your wheelhouse, go for it. And if it feels good to you, do it. If there's another variation you like, go ahead and take it. But for us today, I'm going to be showing you the bent leg variation. So we're going to inhale our hands up overhead again, making sure we're nice. Again, you can be on the ground. Just for me, this pillow is more comfortable. We inhale, and we're just going to take a couple of single leg ones. So as we exhale, we're really just going to bring in one knee. So we're kind of like leaning back a little bit. And we've got this knee, we've got a little bit of a V, right? Again, I'm doing the bent leg variation, so you're seeing that my leg is parallel to the ground. Then we're gonna bring it down, we inhale. And as we exhale, go ahead and lift your left leg this time. Again, leaning back a little bit, you can bring your hands behind your thigh. Again, leg parallel to the ground, just a nice little, keeping that back straight. And then we'll bring it on back down as we inhale. Twice more single-legged, so here we go. Exhale, right legs up. A nice little V going on here. And we'll inhale. And exhale, last single-legged that we've got. Just hanging out here, beautiful. And we'll inhale again. Now we're going for the big one. So we're bringing both legs up, and we're gonna stay here for a couple breaths. So if you wanna take one leg at a time, you just wanna bring it up. And here we are in our nice little boat pose, beautiful. Again, if you wanna extend your legs, great. For me, that doesn't feel very good today, so I'm not going to, but I'm happy for you to do it. You can also stay here. You can also bring your legs more towards the ground as long as you've got this kind of shape with your knees towards your back, right? So go ahead and take 3 nice big breaths here. So we breathe in and out. Again, breathing out through your mouth might be great here. Last one. And out. And release it all down. Oh goodness, yes. And what we're gonna do, you can remove the pillow if you have it or the block. And we're gonna come back into, we're gonna come back to laying on our backs this time. So keep your feet on the ground. Here we go. Just bring it on down. You can kind of use your elbows, however is comfortable for you to get down. You want your heels near your hips. And we want your hands to be kind of down here. We're gonna take a couple of variations here. So we've got our hands down towards our hips. Our shoulder blades are on the ground, beautiful. And we're just gonna do a little counter stretching. So as we inhale, push the weight into your heels as you lift up into a bridge. Hips are up, beautiful. And exhale, go ahead and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae until you get to your tailbone. We'll do that twice more with this variation. So inhale, weight into our heels, hips come on up, shoulder blades are down still. And exhale, roll it on down. Excellent, excellent. And here we go again. As we inhale, hips come up into our bridge, shoulders are down on the ground. And roll it down. You want to make sure your knees kind of stay in alignment as well. Go ahead and take a minute. You can kind of windshield wiper. Again, keeping your feet close because we're going to stay here in this position, doing another couple modifications. So from here, this time, keeping your hands down towards your heels. Next time you go in, your weight goes into your heels. Your left hand stays down, your right hand comes up overhead. So you inhale, touches the ground behind you, and then as you exhale, it returns as you are rolling down your spine. Next inhale is our left hand comes up. So we'll be alternating as our hips come up as well. And then as we exhale, everything drops back down. we inhale, alternating again, back onto our right hand. And exhale, rolling down our spine, right hand comes down. And here we go again, as we inhale, our hips come up, left hand comes up. Then your right shoulder stays down. So you exhale, drop it down. Once more on each side this way. And then you might have guessed it, we'll do both hands. But we're still alternating, so inhale, right hand comes up, hips are up in the air. And drop it down. Do exhale. Inhale, bring it on back up. And as you exhale, drop it down. Next, we're gonna take our, before we do our 3, go ahead and windshield wiper a little bit if that feels good to you. As you inhale, go ahead and lift on up. Both hands come up overhead, touch the ground, hips are up. Beautiful. And as you exhale, roll it down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your hands come back down toward your heels. Twice more as we inhale, hips come up. Knees are staying in line like you're squeezing a block. And then exhale, dropping it down. Last one here, we'll inhale, hands come up overhead. And exhale, dropping it down. Oh yeah, get some windshield wiper in here or just some stillness, whatever feels good for you right now. We're gonna come into a bit of a more wind relieving pose just to counteract that as well. Funny name, but it's true. So we're gonna bring our knees back towards our chest whenever you're ready. Just like we did earlier, so we've got our elbows bent, hands just kind of resting. As we inhale, you'll straighten your elbows as your knees kind of start to fall away from you. And then exhale, as your elbows bend, your knees come back towards your chest. It's a really slight movement, but it's a nice little counter. It gives our lower back a little bit of lift from those bridges. As we inhale, our knees fall away from our body. And as we exhale, our knees come back towards us. And as we inhale, our knees fall away. And exhale, our knees come back toward us. Do a couple more as we inhale again. Slight movement, but it's so powerful. And exhale, knees come back towards our chest. Let's take 2 more as we inhale. And those knees kind of fall away. Remember kind of keeping your tailbone down a little bit. Exhale, bring those knees back. Last one as we inhale. Straighten your elbows, and your knees fall away a little. We exhale, knees back towards our chest. Beautiful, beautiful. Now go ahead and extend your legs out long on your mat. They can be on either side of your mat. Hip width apart or just a little bit away. Let your feet kind of splay out towards outside the mat. Make sure your shoulder blades are kind of underneath your body a little bit. Bring your hands down beside you, or they can be up if you want a little bit more of a chest opener to finish this up. And here you are. Going to take a nice big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Then a little bit of a cool down. Breathe in through your nose. This time you can breathe in or out through your mouth or your nose. Sorry, out through your mouth or your nose. You can close your eyes. Breathe out. Just kind of noticing the rise and the fall of your belly. Taking a moment to find some stillness. Notice how your body might feel different as you continue to breathe. Notice your chest, your back, your legs. Just take a moment to sit with your thoughts. And how your body feels right now. A small point on there's no need to judge. This is you, your mat, your practice. Maybe you tried something new today by doing this practice. I'd love for you to just notice how it felt. It doesn't have to be good or bad. Just noticing. Whenever you're ready, you can bring a little movement, maybe with your toes, do some ankle rolls with your fingers, some wrist circles, maybe move your head from side to side. Maybe take a nice little morning stretch here, so your hands interlace, come up overhead as you point your toes. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, maybe bring your knees back towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug, a nice little roll around here. Give yourself some love today. And as you're ready, you can kind of roll over to one side. You can rock and roll up and down your spine to come to seated. Whatever's comfy for you. Just push on up. Just come to a seated position again. You can grab a pillow if that's comfy. I personally take it. Crisscross applesauce. Hands resting just on your thighs. They can be up if you're needing to receive a little bit of energy this morning. They can be down if you're needing some more grounding. I think for me, I need a little grounding today. Don't know if you could hear other things going on in the background. Just gonna take this moment. Again, you can keep your eyes closed, lower them down towards the ground. Shoulders over your hips. Head kind of following the little strings, pulling up towards the ceiling. And let's take a moment to notice how we feel now, right? We notice our body as we were laying. Now you're upright. Kind of notice how you might feel different. Maybe you feel stronger. Maybe you're noticing a part of your back that bending over a computer needs a little bit more love, right? Let's take a few moments to just get ourselves a little bit of a balancing breath. So what we're gonna do is what's called square breathing. So we're just gonna take a couple of rounds of this, maybe 4, since 4 is kind of the number. But what we're gonna do is just inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 4. And hold for 4. So if you're ready, we'll inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. We'll inhale. Hold there, your tension. Then exhale. Hold that suspension. Inhale again through your nose. Hold. Exhale through your nose, nice and metered. And hold. Inhale again. And hold. And exhale. And hold. And release the breath. Just breathe normally. Don't have to hold on to it. Just let it go natural. Just taking notice of how your body feels, how your mind feels at the beginning of this practice versus now. And when you're ready, you can breathe in as you bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands together in prayer at your chest. I'll bow and say, have an awesome and fantastic day. Thank you for practicing. Hopefully this is really helpful for you. If you're watching this on MyFitPod, I hope to see you again next week. All right. Bye, guys.